up on mezcal, I like tequila, damn this tasty. Can you not I made about $1 million off a pink beanie? I feel like my life is a movie, damn this too easy. Can't catch me, I'm jumping the borders, hit the embassy, it's bag or die. 7 gold chains on me, call me Slick Rick. Just made an album, 7 days, that's quick. Boobies going up and down, she's fit. Hold up, wait, rewind that shit. Got uncut gems, Adam Sandler clip. She a vegan, she got a thigh gap. Yeah, my BO smell good, it smell like lilac. My team eating, yeah, we did a lag. I'm a cash rat, always do a buyback. Down payment on the whole metropolis. I'm a healthy serial monogamous. She a turkey on my dick, she gobble it. Big dick appointment, gynecologist.
So this morning I drove out from Las Vegas all the way out here to California to pick up my Huben K1. I had a slight issue with it, and a good friend and an amazing mechanic for the Huben, Air Sniper Song B, decided to help me out. The issue was that the magazine was not lining up with the barrel perfectly. There was a tiny lip, and the pellets and slugs were actually catching on that lip and sending the recoil a bit crazy, causing a bit of an issue in gripping. Song B, with his magic, lined the barrel and the magazine back up, and he also lined up the rifling between the barrel and the magazine. So the groupings have improved drastically because of that. While I was out here, I met a couple other air gunners, and I will honestly say they're absolutely all amazing, and we'll have to go check out all of their guns as well as learn a few more tips from them all. So currently we have the Huben tuned up for 38 grain slugs in .254 caliber from NSA. We're going to take a grouping and see how everything goes. Had 2 shots going in the same hole, and then it transferred over to the right. I think that's a bit of my fault, so let's go for another one on number 24. It will.
Time to clean your barrel.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So, seems like we have to clean the barrel. Another slight issue that I noticed with the Huben, at least for this one, we don't have the barrel bend on the front, and this is causing a slight issue with the stock moving. It's not such a big effect. You can always play around it, and it doesn't affect too much of the point of aim, but it definitely does affect a bit of comfort. I will be trying later to put the barrel band back on and seeing how the groupings go with the gun. Nice tip I learned from a friend was actually to put a simple cutting board underneath your tripod or bipod, so that your bipod will load equally. It'll slide better and it won't hold any preload, which drastically improves the point of aim for this rifle, for sure. I'll try to put in the Ultra slugs next and see what grouping I can get from them. I was having a bit of issues with them before, fouling up the barrel a bit too much, but I think this is due to my negligence and actually my fault that I didn't lubricate the slugs. I just assumed that they were already lubricated, which is definitely a mistake I won't do again. All right, we got a new target set up. We're going to take 2 5-shot groupings with a clean barrel and the NSA slugs before moving on to the Altros. I shot 5 shots, but there's 2 holes there.
Yeah, good.
Yeah? 3 of them went in the same hole.
Right, I saw that.
We move on to number 2.
Remember the barrel is that clean too, so
Yeah. It's only gonna get better.
we need at least 10 shots.
Well, if I didn't flinch and pull my shot every single time, every time I do a grouping, I'd be really happy with those groupings.
You got to learn your gun. I mean, Huben is really difficult gun to shoot.
For sure. I feel like when I had the Avenger, it was pull it out of the box and you fire immediately, and it just works phenomenal. But this one has an incredibly high amount of potential, but requires so much more learning.
Right. Yeah, it took me a while to learn to shoot Huben.
Yeah. There's dialing everything in first of all. There's finding what power it likes and trying to get what speed everything works at.
The setting, the way you hold your gun, those
There's-
come in place. Yeah.
There's absolutely no way to shoot this gun without a chronograph, I think. Like, you're gonna suffer so much trying to understand what it's doing and just not be happy with it. The rotary magazine on the Huben does not come out, so you have to hand load it. And if you're seeing some inconsistencies as well, it can also be a problem with how you load on the pedal, the slugs. If you line them up consistently, I've heard that the groupings do get better as well. So we're just gonna go for 5 first, because we don't know how these are shooting. We haven't shot them yet today. My Huben also has a 3D printed little catch instead of the loading, which is really nice to load because it's much easier than with the loading gate. Not bad, but I think they need a bit more speed. Let's try to get those groupings again. I think we found a
Sometimes those guys don't like
good setting for these slows.
I can adjust from 578 to 9.
So here's the groupings from the last shots.
Which one? This one, right?
Yeah. So they're all shooting pretty damn well.
Sub one flyer.
Yeah. So this is Song's grouping. He's much better at this rifle currently than I am. I need to practice more for sure. Some aren't pushing too bad with the exception of flyers.
This one is, what's that, 5 shot right here?
Oh, good. 5 shot covered by a penny. Most of them are close to it.
Right there, that's good.
Yeah.
Good picture. So, what's
Right here, I remember this is 7 shots, I believe, with 3 in that one hole.
I know this one got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flyer. Still not bad.
All right, downrange, and took a couple shots off camera, just trying to find out where the slugs wanted to be at speed-wise, and looks like
It's
we came
5 shot right here.
Yeah, that's 5. We came across a pretty good number here.
Yeah.
I think it was clocking at 10:30,
10:30, yeah.
and pretty much all sub MOA. Just now at this time I have to get a bit better at the gun. All except for that last one were 5 shots each. Since the Huben holds 17, there was 5, 5, 5, and 2.
The 3 shot, yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
3 right there, and then 1 out here, and then 1 flyer.
Yeah. Now it's just me learning how to control those flyers, and that's way easier said than done. All right, I just wanted to say a special thank you out to everyone who was out in the California range. Special thanks to Lou for teaching me how bipod preload is super important, especially for this gun. Another special thank you out to Joe, a very special thank you out to Joe for letting me use the range, as well as teaching me how to deal with windage and understand it and where it's really important, and why some groupings can seem so perfect and others can seem so off just by a small tiny gust of wind. The absolute most MVP of this entire trip was Song V from Air Sniper. Cheeky bastard wrote his YouTube channel on my gun, but we're just gonna keep it there so that we know who to blame when the gun goes wrong. That's gonna be it. Thank you for watching, and keep on shooting.